Hi everybody, and here we are in the beautiful British Snowdonia National Park. As you can see, it's a glorious day as I'm panning across Snowdon itself. Beautiful, basked in sunshine. Today's tip is more an experiential tip really. So what I'm doing is panning around this beautiful sunlit mountain, and I want you to really realise that at any point in the mountain the weather can turn like this. So we've got glorious sunshine and an abyss of cloud, making any kind of navigation a total nightmare. So the next tip will be where and why to carry your compass and your map, and why you should always have it accessible. So there we go. Within 100 feet you've gone from broad daylight and beautiful sunshine to a nightmare to navigate in. See you in a minute.
So the last bit of footage you had was of a beautiful mountain day in Snowdonia. Bright sunshine on one side of the mountain and vicious clouds coming in from the other side. And I really emphasised the fact that you should be able to navigate at any point and in any conditions when you're out in the mountains. One of the fatal mistakes a lot of people do is they keep their map and their compass in their rucksack and they don't withdraw it at the right time to go and use it in the right location. So I'm always advocating that you have your map and your compass on hand at any point. So I've got a jacket on here that I've designed and fortunately picked out to do the job. So my map is held in the front pocket of my jacket. And it's a full Ordnance Survey map that's been folded to the area that I'm working on, so I can actually navigate quite quickly and succinctly. I'm not having to unfold the map and play about. It's there, ready for me to navigate. On the map as well are some little points of interest that I might want to go and see, or some access points. The point is the map is annotated for me to use. Also, I've got a compass so I can help find my directions and a few other bits and pieces that I'll cover in a minute. Guess what I'm saying is this: no point having a map and a compass if it's in your bag and you can't use it. No point having a map and a compass unless you can use it. So don't bother buying a GPS and spending hundreds of pounds on that. Get a simple bit of technology and acquire the skills to use it, and you'll have a much safer day. In a second I'll give you some hints and tips on just how to do that. So here we are in the Derbyshire Peak District with me shouting behind the camera. We're at a place called Madwoman Stones, and as you can see it's some nice prominent stones, but if you look around the Derbyshire Dales up on the Kinder Scout, you can see it's a pretty bleak place, lacking in very much any kind of feature to navigate from. So one of the sneaky tips I'm going to give you is how to quickly and easily find a direction to walk in by just using a map and compass technique. So here's our map, and what we have at the top of the map here is north. You'll always be able to find north because if you can read the words on the map like a book, then the top of the map will be north. So what I need to do now is to be able to point the top of the map, which is grid north, to magnetic north, and therefore the map will be set and orientated correctly. How do I find magnetic north? Very simple. I just lie my compass onto the map like so. Make sure the bezel is dialed in at north up here. Then keeping the map and the compass base plate together, I rotate both round so that the magnetic north pointing arrow lies over the compass orienteering arrow. This means that the compass is pointing north and therefore the map is pointing north. If I've done that correctly, everything else around me will be in the right direction. So north, south, east, west, and therefore I can work out which direction to walk, because everything around me will be an easy place to find. If I want to walk down to the Vale of Edale, I walk south, which in the real world is south that way. If I want to walk to Snake Pass, I can walk north, which in the real world is that way, both on the map and in the real world. This is a very simple skill. I'm at Madwoman Stones
and I can find my direction off, whether it be north, south, east or west, or any derivative of it.
The three things you really need to do as a navigator. You need to find your direction. I've just covered that. You need to find your detail, which you should be able to get off the map by reading whether you're walking up a path, down a hill, across a river, etc. And the other thing you need to be able to do is to measure distance. You can measure distance off the map because it's to scale, but then you need to measure that on the actual ground that you're walking across. So if you can measure a kilometre off the map, you've got to be able to measure a kilometre on the ground as you're walking. So here's some little techniques that I employ to make my life easier. Looking down here, what I've got to make my life easier is a timing card. It's not cheating, because if it's cold and it's wet and it's miserable, I need to be able to think quickly and make my life easy. So I've got some speeds, 3 kilometres, 4 kilometres and 5 kilometres an hour, and some distances, 100, 200, 300, all the way up to a kilometre on all 3 speeds. So basically I can quickly work out that if I want to walk 300 metres at 3 kilometres an hour, it'll take me 6 minutes. If I want to walk 300 metres at 4 kilometres an hour, it'll take me 4.5 minutes. That's not cheating, that's just making my life easier. Coupled with that, I've got some beads, which I can then use whilst I'm pacing. So I can pace out the distance that I'm walking, so I can go 100 metres, 200 metres, 300 metres, and then I can start breaking it down into 10 metre legs, 110 metres, 120 metres, to make my precision on navigation far higher. These are all skills that must be practiced, and they're much easier learned with a bit of tuition and a bit of training. So there we go. Directions, distance, the details up to you. Just as a footnote, I probably forgot to tell you that if you like the little timing card, 3 kilometres an hour, 4k an hour, 5k an hour, 100 metres, and you can pace and time things for yourself, then you can find one of those on the back of my website on the downloads page. So just go on to Outdoor Instruction, downloads, and you can find a